I'm Dwight Gow and you're watching Newcastle Fan TV.
Same old Newcastle youngsters struggling yet again. Newcastle dumped out of the Checkatrade Trophy, getting hammered off Oldham at Boundary Park 4-1. And I sat here last night criticising Newcastle not having any youngsters coming through, and you can see why. I mean, that was absolutely appalling tonight, absolutely shocking. Let's have a look at the lineup what Peter Beardsley put out. So surprisingly, no Freddie Woodman in goal. So it was the usual 4-2-3-1 formation, which the under-23s/under-21s copy of the first team. So it was Nathan Harker in goal. Then he had Jamie Sterry at right back. Then Macaulay Gillespie, Curtis Good at the two centre backs. Cal Cameron at left back. You had Dan Barles and Dan Ward in the two centre midfields. Then you had Cal Roberts, Victor Fernandez, Rolando Aarons is the three behind Lewis McNall. So just over 1,000 people in attendance. Some people don't like the Checkatrade Trophy, but they make a mockery of it, having like Newcastle under youngsters and Man United youngsters and Man City and so on and so on. But Oldham sitting in 18th, and Newcastle actually got smashed 4-1 by senior professionals. Have to be said, these are professional teams in a competitive match. But again, another defeat for Newcastle. That's 1 win in 10, and they're not just getting beat; they're getting absolutely smashed 6s and 4s, which you would have seen the video yesterday. Newcastle are absolutely all over the place, and after question, we're getting beat 4-0. Peter Beardsley decides to take off Lewis McNall, a striker, and puts on Owen Bailey when you're 4-0 down. Now, yes, you might say you want to protect the lead so it doesn't look stupid and it doesn't get embarrassing, but really, Beardsley, you've got to go and try and get something back, surely. Question that substitute. Now, Peter Beardsley's getting questioned quite a lot on Twitter recently, and I know Twitter's the doom and gloom and people nag out on there, but why Newcastle's under 23s? This is the under 21s tonight, slight altercation, but why we're struggling so bad to A, perform, and B, get players through the system? Is it Peter Beardsley? It cannot really be all down to Peter Beardsley. I think that's slightly harsh. Is Peter Beardsley the best coach in the world? Well, that's up for debate. Do we change it? Because the last thing I want is moving Peter Beardsley out of the club. No, keep him at the club, right? However, maybe have a different under-23 boss, different mentality perhaps. Maybe Rafa needs to step in a little bit more here and there. But it's absolutely shocking. I mean, Newcastle did, to be fair, started off really well, and Oldham scored against the run of play. And when they did score against the run of play, it was all Oldham. It was literally all Oldham. And Rolando Aarons did score towards the end to make it 4-1, but Newcastle crash out, and no Wembley dream yet again. So I know it's a minor cup competition, but you still want to get into Wembley. This is the league table, the final league standings. So you had Port Vale, who finished on top with an impressive 9 points. Oldham on second with 6 points. Newcastle under 21s on 3 points. Crew at the bottom as well. But serious questions have to be asked about this setup. I said it yesterday, I don't want to keep going on about it, but there's problems, I think, with the youth setup in Newcastle. I think there's huge problems, and no one's really looked at it, and they're casting it aside because the focus is more on the first team at the minute, which is probably rightly so in some aspects, but you've got to look at this side, the youngsters, and think, right, he's going to come through. We're struggling, I think, in the moment, and let's try and turn it on a positive. The positives to come out of this, again, Rolando Aarons requesting to play for the under-23s. I think that's positive. He wants to show Rafa Benitez that, look, I want to be part of the first team. I'm willing to show you what I can do in under-23s, under-21s, whatever competition it may be. So that's a positive. He scored as well. That'll obviously be on the report included there. I think these 3 games are a valuable lesson for Newcastle, that they're playing against competitive professional sides like the Port Vale, Oldham and Crew. It's not just Mickey Mouse. These are people day in, day out earning $1 grand, $2 grand a week. They're not on massive amounts of money in the League 1 and League 2. However, you can see that, take the Crew game away, Newcastle were, well, especially at night, heavily outplayed by the senior pros. And I think that gives a lot of them, because a lot of them haven't played any league football ever. And this is the first time that most of the squad have played against professionals. You might say, yeah, well, the under-23 football is against professionals, but it's not. It's a bunch of youngsters trying to make it in the game. That's what it's basically down to. It's another disappointing night for Peter Beardsley's side, and where do we go on from next? What happens next? Because this run, I know it's not about results, and I'm banging on about it. It's more about how the individual themselves, because that's what it is about youth football, is the individual, how they perform themselves. It's all about me, me, me. But losing games is not healthy for anyone. Let us know what you think. See yous. Bye-bye.